Welcome to My Spoonie Sisters, featuring stories from special guests dedicated to empowering those with chronic illness. Our goal? To connect people and provide the support and tools they need to live a better life. For those with chronic illness, our energy levels just fade faster. We must be more purposeful with the spoons allotted to us. So grab your coffee or tea, sister, and tune in as My Spoonie Sisters share stories of living with chronic illness. Hi, my Spoonie sisters. I am your host, Gracefully Jen, and I am so thrilled. She's pretty new to me. I don't know if she's new to you, but this is Jacinda, otherwise known as Virgo Beauty. Hi, how are you today?
Hi, beautiful. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am so excited that you reached out to me. I'm so thrilled to have you on here. I love watching all your dance videos, and it's just so much fun and encouraging.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Definitely. I love your content as well. And thank you so much for having me. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much. Do you mind sharing just a little bit of your diagnosis story so we can kind of get to know you a little better?
Of course, sure. So when I was 5 years old, that's when I got diagnosed with JRA, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And for years, I believed that I went into remission. I was in dancing school. That's the love of my life, and it's been with me since forever. The only thing that I had was anemia problems. When the weather would change, my knees would get a little bit swelled up, but it wasn't as bad as what happened in October 2016. So like I said, years went by. Maybe it was because I was active. I don't know. Maybe it was remission. But in October 2016, I was 22 years old. And this is when my life changed. Literally, I had a really, really bad flare-up. And this consisted of everything. You know, my throat was swollen. I couldn't really talk. I was nauseous. I had heart palpitations. I had joint pain. I had the rash. It was just literally everything, to where it was so bad, I became bedridden and I couldn't move, couldn't take care of myself, nothing. It was so bad. And then 2 years later after that, after going through the whole journey, being on different medications, infusions, and just trying to really figure out what's going on, 2018, 2 years later after that, I officially got diagnosed with RA and Still's disease.
Oh, wow. How did you even begin to wrap your head around that?
It was a lot. It was literally a lot. And I don't know if you can hear my voice. This is a very emotional topic for me. I think when everybody goes through something like that, to where you get to be bedridden, it's very overwhelming. And this journey it's still going, and it's a lot. I mean, at the moment when I was going through it, I really thought I was just allergic. I thought it was allergic reaction to something. I thought it was something that's gonna just, okay, I'm very sick, but it's gonna go away. I didn't think this was gonna end up being a lifelong chronic condition. And even with me knowing that my mom, she educated me about the 5 years old situation where I was diagnosed with JRA. But I guess since years went by, we haven't really jumped back on the topic or anything like that, because I was fine. So I guess she left it alone and was like, you know what, I'm not going to bring it up again because she's been fine. But then when that flare up in 2016 happened, that's when it was everything was just revisiting. And then she was like, yeah, well, when you was 5 years old, like I told you, and then when I started researching, I was just like, okay, this actually makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay, so you had the original diagnosis at 5, but like a lot of parents, you kind of left it alone. You seemed like you were doing fine at the time. And so when you had the big flare up, how old did you say you were again?
I was 22, and now I'm 28 years old.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So to be barely out of high school, I mean,
right.
whole future ahead of you. That's just got to be so. Oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. I had a word there. Oh my gosh. The opposite of encouraging. Oh my goodness. Hello. Sorry about my brain today.
No, it's okay.
How about discouraging is the word? That had to be
Right.
so discouraging at the age of 22. Like your life is just getting going.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, but I think a lot of us growing up, when we hear arthritis, it doesn't even matter what kind of arthritis. We just hear that word, and we automatically just think, oh, they're a little stiff and sore, and that's about it. You don't think about the other things that are going to come along with it, or the fact that it's going to be this lifelong, never-ending battle. Your life is forever changed.
Correct. Yeah, you're definitely right. And this is why I was so like shocked, but then I really wasn't because I knew of the past. But then as I started researching more, I was like, wow. And it literally changed my life. Like, I really give it to those who have any chronic condition. It is a struggle. It is a struggle. And we are so strong going through this every single day.
Absolutely. So, okay, you mentioned Still's disease. I don't really personally know much about it, but how did that come about? What did you start noticing?
So basically, Still's disease is another form of arthritis from what I've researched and what I've known. And it's a rare condition to what I found out. And so basically RA is the arthritis form and Still's is the whole autoimmune anti-inflammatory situation that's going on. So I feel like that's the rash and everything that I go through, like the fever and the rash and everything else. And with the joint pain and like the whole, that's the arthritis situation with the RA. But yeah, basically Stills is basically the same thing, but it's different. If that makes sense. It's very confusing because even me still looking and still learning, it's rare. So like, I'm still learning too about it as well right now.
I'm not going to lie. I'm asking Dr. Google right now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. I'll tell you what Dr. Google has for me.
Yes.
Adult onset Still's disease, also known as systemic onset juvenile idiopathic arthritis, is a rare systemic inflammatory disorder characterized by inflammatory polyarthritis, daily fever, and a transient salmon pink maculopapular rash. That's a mouthful. And then a bunch of weird words I don't understand. I'm not even going to try to say those two words. It's got, okay, so it's asking like, is it kind of like lupus? Let's see, systemic lupus and Still's disease are chronic autoimmune disorders of unknown etiology. Okay, well, that was not helpful.
Yes, it's crazy because I have not really met, really interacted with anybody who has Still's. I always come across people who have lupus or something, with the chronic illness community, but I have not yet really became friends with someone who has Still's, and I'm still yearning for that because
Well, I'm so not going to lie with you right now. I'm sitting here going, well, I've got this and I've got this and I've got this, and I'm like, why has my doctor not mentioned this?
Right. Listen, girl, it took 2 years, and I'm still a little bit puzzled about it. I'm still kind of pushing to get like another opinion because listen, it's always good.
I mean, I know with a lot of these autoinflammatory diseases, we do get low-grade fevers. And honestly, when I get a low-grade fever, I know a flare is coming.
Yes, me too. Yes.
The swollen lymph nodes that it's talking about, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that one. I always have a sore throat. I'm always getting sinus infections. They want to take my tonsils out. Painful stiff joints, well, duh. I mean, you have RA also.
Right, yes.
Muscle pain, duh. Yeah, that's there. But tell me about this salmon-colored rash that it's describing.
Yeah, so it's basically a rash that happens to appear all over my body, and it's a little bit raised. It's hot, and it's extremely itchy. so uncomfortable. When I was admitted in the hospital, like the 3 times I was, or maybe even more, I had it. I was covered in it, and I had to put calamine lotion. That did not even work. Nothing really worked. The only thing that I would say had an effect on easing the pain was the steroids, which I was on prednisone. I was on a very high dosage of it, and basically, we all know that that suppresses the immune system. So that helped me, but this usually happens like right before I'm gonna have a bad flare up. But also, this journey is very confusing because I do see myself having it now as well on like just normal days throughout the night, or sometimes throughout the day I'll have it, but it's very minimal now. And maybe it's because of the medication that I'm on and, going through that. So, but yeah, it goes on my face very little bit now sometimes, and it'll go on my legs, sometimes my hip, my chest, my arms, very little bit now, but I still get it. Not as bad as what I used to get before, which is good, because before it was really, really, it was horrible, horrible.
So is it a little bit like psoriasis, kind of?
It's not like scaly or like dry skin. It's just like a
Okay.
pink. It's like when you get bit by a mosquito
Okay, okay,
and
okay.
it
I
gets a
got
little bit raised and like you start to itch it and it's like pink and stuff. It's like that, but there's like no dry skin like to itch. Because my mom, she has psoriasis and
Okay.
endometriosis, so I am definitely familiar. Yeah, with how it
Okay.
appears.
That honestly sounds a lot like more like what my daughter gets because they've been not sure about diagnosing her with psoriasis because
Hmm.
there's so many different versions of psoriasis and eczema and all the different skin things. I mean, there's so many, but that
Right.
sounds more like what she gets because like, but sometimes it's not itchy. She'll get covered in it, and she's like, it's just annoying and I hate it, but it's
Right.
not
Hmm.
itchy right now. But sometimes it is. So, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, like all these illnesses, they just
Yeah.
I wish we had more answers. And I'm
Yeah.
sure the rheumatologist and all the other specialists do too. It sucks.
Yeah, it could be very difficult, especially, you want to be sure to, I can definitely imagine how the doctors are feeling when they're trying to diagnose somebody, and it could be difficult. And then, it takes 2 years or maybe longer. I can feel both of the patient and the doctor's stress of that. It's yeah.
Well, yeah, and looking at what it's saying for the symptoms of stills, I mean, it's overlapping with so many other autoinflammatory conditions that,
Right.
you could have all of them but not have the salmon colored rash. So they might not be sure. So
Right.
I could see that. Oh,
Yeah.
I would not want their job.
Yeah, that's definitely I think that's the reason why they took so long to diagnose me too, even before. Like they just didn't really know. They kept saying, well, you might have this, you might have this, you might have lupus, you might have, you know, all these other things that they thought I had because of the fact that I was having one symptom and but I wasn't having the other. So, they were trying to rule it out. That was like that journey. It was crazy. It was so crazy. But
Did you feel
yeah.
like they communicated pretty well with you?
Yeah, I feel like they did. I'm happy with my rheumatologist now. Before I was not happy with, my doctors, and everybody has their opinion. So I'm glad that I pushed forward to continue to look for the right communication amongst a doctor, especially a rheumatologist. They have to be like your best friend because that's the one that you're constantly seeing, monthly or every 2 months or whatever. Because I go to my rheumatologist a lot, and at this moment now, I'm grateful to have her. She's great. But before, yeah, it was a struggle. I didn't really take a liking to my previous rheumatologists or doctors. So
I hear that.
yeah,
I echo that. My first one, oh my goodness, I could have done without him. But the second one, she's amazing. I have moved. I live 4 hours away from her, and I will still drive the 4 hours to go see her.
yes, that's what we do. We have to because
Yeah.
not everybody's the same.
Yeah. And you find someone that, really is compassionate and wants to help you. You obviously don't want to leave that person. I mean, I guess like if it got expensive, like too expensive to drive, I'm sure there's people that wouldn't want to do that, but I have family over there and I only have to see mine a few times a year.
Right.
And so to me, it's like, well, I can make a week out of it, go visit, my sister-in-law and my niece and everything and have a week trip and yeah, do all the things.
Yeah.
So, what does your treatment / care plan look like right now?
Right now, I am on Medrol daily every day. I am on methotrexate once a week, and I'm also on hydrochloroquine.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was on other ones, which worked for some time and then didn't. But I feel as of right now, I am, I guess I would not say okay, but I am better, much, much better, right? Because before I was
Yeah.
hospitalized. So, now it's better. But I do still feel that I am still on this journey of figuring out what is better for me and what will work for me. I still get, we all, I can definitely know that everybody can relate with this where you're on something, but you still are feeling sick and you're still going through the stuff, and I'm not, it's not going to be perfect, but um, I do feel that I have hope, I guess, and faith that there's going to be something else, probably another infusion that I can take or something that will just make me feel a little bit more better, because I do go through the joint pain still. I still go through the rashes still. I still go through, you know, the symptoms. And of course, with taking medication, we also do experience the side effects of that too. But my markers have been good, which is a good sign. But with what I've been experiencing before with all the other previous medication, I just feel personally that I am not done yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think, like you said, we're constantly on the lookout for
Mhm.
that magic combination, right? And it's also a kind of we're working with our doctor to figure out what they think would work best for us, but we're also advocating for ourselves as well. And, progress is great. But like my rheumatologist said, she's like, you're having some improvement, but I want to see better. I think you can do better and you deserve better. And so I think a lot of us are always looking for that better. And we realize there's not going to be this magic pill that's going to happen overnight. But, at the same time, medical remission would be great, right?
Right. Yes. I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay, so besides the medications, is there anything else that you do
I like, as in like
for your care
anything,
plan?
or okay.
Yeah, anything.
I mean, I dance, so that helps in the physical active, because they say with us going through this, we do have to still be active. Of course, I don't diet, but I do try to eat as best as I can. A lot of fruits and vegetables, water, meditation, that helps as well, stretching here and there. And just, I continue to push myself for the best. I research and I'm just like, you know what? I have to try things. You can't be scared. So I try my best to really figure out what is suitable for me, because everyone's different too.
100%. So looking back, do you wish that there was something you would have known at the beginning? Calling all Spoonies. As a host of a chronic illness podcast, nothing lights up my day more than hearing from you, our incredible listeners. Whether it's a topic close to your heart that you want us to uncover, or you are keen to show your own journey as a guest on our show, your voice matters. Living with chronic illness can often feel isolating, but through the power of podcasting, we can come together as a community to uplift, educate, and inspire one another. Your stories, insights, and questions drive the conversations we have and the topics we explore. So if there's something on your mind, a story that you are just itching to share, or a guest you'd love to hear from, don't hesitate to reach out. Your voice is not only welcomed here, but celebrated. Let's continue to amplify the voices of those living with chronic illnesses and create a space where everyone feels heard, supported, and empowered. Together, we are stronger.
In the beginning, I wish I knew to be patient, to have more faith, that everybody's story is totally different, that this does not define me, that I don't have to hate myself, that there is a community out there and support out there, like the help app and, Facebook that have all these group pages, that there are people. And I wish I knew that in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really, really went through it in the beginning. It was very emotionally draining and exhausting. And this is like something I feel that really, really changed my life. And, you know, they always say well, I say with pain comes strength. And I feel like, you know, with me going through that, it made me stronger. And sometimes we don't realize like the most emotional or traumatizing, the worst thing in life, or like the worst situation you ever go through, you're like looking at it at the point like, damn, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Or like you're so pissed off or you're so emotionally drained. But, you know, afterwards, you tend to realize that this really makes you strong and this makes you into who you are, but as a better person.
I think it's a wonderful a look. I can't even talk today. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you're a patient person. That's a wonderful outlook is what I was trying to say. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm leaving it in there because you know what? People need to know that sometimes we're just a hot mess. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm not a hot mess sometimes. So
Right.
here you go.
Listen, we're human. Okay.
Exactly. But I love your outlook. And I think it's really crucial that, you know, we're going to have our days, right? And it's okay if we mourn the life that we had. It's okay if we're angry, if we're sad, but at the same time, don't sit in it too long. I think that's my biggest worry for people is sitting in it too long, because that's my biggest regret is that I did. I had the outlook that my life was over and that I was like a 90-year-old lady. And that's so not
I'm just
right.
nodding my head. I'm just nodding because I can definitely relate. And you were totally right. When I communicate with other people and like they tell me how they feel, I just want to give them a hug because I can definitely understand and relate. And this is why I try my best, my absolute best to be, you know, not a perfect dancer, but you know, I want to be a public figure. I want to be an advocate. I want to do so much more. And like even with going through this, I know for sure that I could share my story, and I know it's gonna touch so many people. And that's all I want to do. I just want to, you know, that's the main goal that we're trying to do. We want others to relate, but also like, you know, we are there. We know, we understand what you're going through, and it's okay. It is definitely okay. You know, this is why I provide the outlet that I do with dance. You know, I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be, you know, I want to be that person within doing what I love, but you know, showing them that you can do it. You know, and I definitely can relate. You know.
Definitely. And look at you, you're doing it. You're doing it. And people like me can log in one day and I'm having a rough day. And all I have to do is see your smiling face doing one of your awesome videos. And right there, we're giggling and we're encouraged and we're lifted. And that's what I love about this community. That is what we're here for. And I wish I would have had this 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. It was a journey for me to gain the courage to actually do what I'm doing now. And even now, I get nervous, you know, but I'm like, you know what, Jacinda, no, you have to do it. You know, Virgo Beauty is like my alter ego. It's the strong aspect of me. Not that Jacinda isn't, but I definitely, we all have to push ourselves. Not even just me, we all. If we, you know, believe in something, we have that vision is there for a reason.
Absolutely.
We have this all for a reason, and we can really definitely fulfill our purpose.
Absolutely. And that's actually, you said the word I was going to say. You have a purpose. Each one of us have a purpose. And I really strongly believe that, you know, we can share what it is we're passionate about and our purpose will shine. And our purpose will be there to support others with what we're doing. And I think that's so important for all of us to just jump in, stop being afraid and just jump in and do what you're passionate about and stop being afraid, because we're going to encourage somebody else and somebody needs you right now. And you might not know it. So listeners out there, listen right now, because Jacinda and I are, I mean, I'm sure you're on the same page as me. We want you to realize you can do this.
Yes, definitely.
Because someone needs to hear your story. So, yeah. Okay, I'm off my rant now. What does your Spoonie toolkit look like?
I guess hand sanitizer, definitely, because you know the germs gotta go away. My meds.
How does that affect your skin, though? That's my question.
Um, affect my skin? I mean, it's
So like with the rashes and stuff, does it cause any problems or pain?
no, it hasn't.
Okay, good.
As of yet, yeah. As of yet, no, it has not. So I haven't experienced that. But yeah, that's actually interesting. I never thought about that. I was like, huh? I had to
Well,
stop. I was like, wait, what?
oh my
But
gosh. Well, and see, the reason I'm asking is because when I first, so I'm allergic to TNF inhibitors, and it caused me to get pustular psoriasis. And so whenever I'm super stressed or wash my hands too much, or anything like, or even anything on my hands that aggravates them, they'll break out. And so like
wow.
when the whole COVID thing happened and everyone's using sanitizer, I was all freaked out because sanitizer literally makes me feel like my skin is burning, like it's going to
Oh.
melt. So that's why I was asking because I mean, oh my gosh. So I have this stuff that I get from doTERRA. It's an essential oil company, and it has some kind of essential oil combination that is like using sanitizer, but I could use it on my skin without making it feel like it was going to melt.
Okay. Wow, this is good to know. Wow. See, look, example right here. Everybody has a different story with things. See?
Exactly. Like, who knew
Yeah.
that there's going to be someone that's freaked out about sanitizer? Okay, so enough about me. We're back to you. Okay, I'm asking for five things if you can think of five. So your first one is hand sanitizer.
I would say the next one would be Vaseline because my skin is dry, and
Okay.
I see that that just works the best, like that or like Blistex, anything that has to do with like a lotion, but like no perfume in it, just like a regular kind of like coconut oil. If yeah, definitely carry my meds, vitamins. I get nauseous a lot, so I always need like Tums or like a mint or like some type of minty gum.
Okay.
I cannot stand the bus or car service or anything so long. I That's been a thing with me since young. I always get nauseous. I don't know if that like can relate to anybody else like with going through chronic. I don't know if that has to do with that, but that is definitely, and also Tylenol. It's
Okay.
bad, I know, but when I'm in like really bad pain, I need Tylenol. But
I absolutely get that. So back to the nausea thing. So I totally
yeah.
feel you on that one. So I'm going to actually tell you about the thing that I use. Have you ever tried ginger chews?
No, but I actually saw them when I went food shopping the other day, and I was really contemplating on picking them up. And you know what? Now that you said that, I'm going to get them because I saw
So
them, and I was
yeah,
like, "This is pretty interesting." And I know ginger and like that that's really good for the inflammation and stomach. And I actually have ginger tea too that I drink a lot. But girl, definitely yes. Tell me.
okay, so I know it's not for everyone, but I love
Mhm.
them. I love them because, like you, I get car sick and I just get all gross and everything. But I carry them in the car. And we actually, back in March, we went to Hawaii. And while I was there at the ABC store, for anyone that's ever been, it's like the most amazing store. Everything's cheap. I saw all kinds of fun flavors I'd never tried before. And so I came home with like a mango one and some other fun flavors. But oh my gosh, get the flavors. I mean, unless you like regular ginger by itself, which is fine, but the flavors are fun. So if you can find like an orange or a mango, I think there's even apple or something. Definitely go with the flavors.
Mm.
They're fun.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that because I saw and they did have other flavors. They had like ginger, lemon, and then they had like ginger something else. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I was there looking at it. I was like, but what if I don't like it? I was like, all right, next time. But definitely you said that, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up and I'll let you
Well,
know
and
how it tastes.
oh, definitely. Well, and usually they're really cheap. So, I don't know what kind of grocery store you have nearby, but usually a regular grocery store, you can find them super cheap.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe $3 or $4 for a bag. And honestly, I don't have to use them too often. So I think a bag lasts me a few months.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like to suck on them. I mean, I know that people chew on
Hmm.
them, but I sit there and suck on them because if I'm
Yeah.
in the
That's
car or something, it makes me
yeah.
anxious too when I start feeling gross.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't like it for some reason. I don't know why, but when I go on a bus or car service or even the train sometimes, if I'm on it like for a very long time, more than like 30 minutes, I start to like I have to fall asleep in the car or the bus or something in order for me to like just ignore it. It's probably like the motion sickness. I'm probably just extremely sensitive to it.
Dang. Now you're in New York,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh
New
yeah.
York, New York.
Oh yeah. So you probably have some quite lengthy travel, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it could be an hour depending on where you're going, you know? And yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like too, it happens when the train is very wobbly and if it's going really like fast, sometimes that happens. Um, Mostly I just like to take the train, even though,
Okay.
you know, I know some people may know like, oh, New York train. Yeah. Yeah, I
I'd
don't
love
like
to.
it,
I got a
but
son.
I feel like when you live somewhere, you're annoyed, but then when you move somewhere else, and then like it's a total different atmosphere. It's different.
Yeah, and you see, I live on the West Coast, so I've never experienced anything like that. But when we
Okay.
moved, we live over near the ocean now. I'm kind of in between Seattle and Portland, and I
Okay.
found out that there's a train where you can get it for like, I don't know, $40 and take a trip up to Seattle if I want to. And I mean, I haven't been there forever, and I don't know if I really want to. But I used to love to go with the kids because we have three kids, and so when they were little, we loved to do that. And so my husband, I was like, no, that would be kind of fun. Maybe we need to take a train ride. Well, then my son, who lives over in Oregon, a couple hours south of us, he was like, "Oh yeah, I found I can take a train and go back to the other side of the state to visit the rest of the family, and it's super cheap." And he's like, "I kind of want to do that. It's cheaper than gas, and I want to try the train."
And it's a good experience too. Listen, sometimes you got to be
Yeah.
open to that. But girl, that sounds beautiful that you live next to the water.
Yeah, I'm actually only an hour from Astoria,
Nice.
so Goonies
Okay.
vibes over there.
Mm.
All right. I feel like I could go down all these rabbit trails so easy. You got to keep me like on top of things because I think I've only made it through 4 questions. All right. So, tips and encouragement. What kind of advice or even mindset tips would you want to share about your journey and what you recommend to people?
I would say definitely keep those who are going to support you and show you love in your life. You know, sometimes friends become family, and I feel like being empathetic to people is really it's crucial, and I feel like once you have that in your life, and definitely on a journey like this, you need that. You know, definitely be yourself, be true to yourself, be very patient. You have to always remind yourself, you know, mental health is important. And I think sometimes we all get lost in the, aspect of like worrying about, comparison. Comparison is the worst thing you can ever do. Just know that you are strong, you are beautiful, just the way you are, and you can definitely overcome the hurdles that are coming into your life. You know, in life you have the bad and the good. We cannot just have good. You know, we're gonna have both. And I think sometimes we have to learn to just, tell ourselves that everything's going to be okay. Sometimes, things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And it's not because you're a bad person or, you deserve to go through something that's going on right now or went on before that, you did not like. And listen, I had to learn that for myself too. I give advice based on my experience that I went through too. So I can definitely relate that I've been there where, I was so down in the dumps, like, but, and then I ended up like, listen, why am I doing this to myself? It's only making things worse. You tend to realize, but I like to definitely give people that advice now so they don't even have to like get to that point because it can be definitely, exhausting and draining. So, but yeah, always be yourself, be true to yourself. You got this. And, with strength, with pain comes strength. And I think we all have to just remind ourselves here and there.
Definitely. I think that's something really important for everyone to remember. And, as much as what we're going through sucks, it's making us who we are. And I think as much as I hate it, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing because it's made me the more compassionate person that I am. And I love myself better for it.
Yes. I can't agree anymore. Like, yes, girl. It, it's crazy how life works, isn't it?
It is crazy. Because don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I don't know about you, but on a really bad, like, pity party day, I'm like, why me? But
Yeah,
the rest of the time, I'm like, no, it's made me
right,
who I am. And I'm better for others. I'm better for serving others because of what I've gone through.
right, right. Yes, I totally 1,000% agree.
So, okay, so staying positive, how do you maintain a positive outlook despite your challenges?
So I, have the people who support me, who are friends and who became family, which I love you guys so much. I have my fiance, he's been there to support me since the beginning of this, like, you know, and affirmations, meditation, positive energy, just constant reminder. I notice for me that that's what helps me, and reminding yourself your why. I like to write down why I do things and why it means so much to me, and a lot of books that come around the whole mental health aspect too that will help. And I feel like once you tend to see what's bothering you and like reflect on everything, you will tend to be like, okay, this is what I have to go towards to help me. I feel like you only know yourself, and I know myself. So this is why I'm speaking upon, like, I know me, I need to do affirmations. I need to remind myself. I need to like go back um through my old videos and be like, Jacinda, this is why you do what you do. Look what you have achieved. So if that's gonna help someone else to do that, it may. But everyone is different and everybody's story is different. So I would say, like, if affirmation is going to help, it's going to help. If working out is going to help, a lot of things can be very therapeutic, and that is definitely a part of your healing process.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've known you forever.
Same.
Some people, I don't know what it is, but you just meet those people and it's like, oh wow, it's like you're reading my brain. How do you strive to live your best life? I mean, I feel like you're telling us, but I mean, besides what you've told us,
I feel
anything we
like
missed?
I feel like since I was young, I already knew, even before like going through the health situation, like when it got worse in 2016, I feel like when I was young, I knew I was going to be something. I knew I had a story to tell. I was very determined, and I just knew. And I feel like, I guess now going through this, it's clear. And I feel like that's why I fight for it even more. And, how do I strive and keep going? I have to just be consistent. It's a fight, but I try my best to do that for myself because I know what makes me happy and what fulfills my soul. And, sometimes you gotta do what's right for yourself. It's your healing process, and you have to learn what works good for you. And I feel like that's the thing that helps me and keep going. Seeing other people too, like you and Danny, make it count for Danny, and Chronic for you, and another day with RA, and Move to Live, and another girl that I know, Brika. They all go through the same thing, and to see them, when you see other people going through the same thing and they're pushing and they're happy and they're healing on their journey, like, it definitely inspires you too as well. So I feel like it's an aspect of many things that helps me continue to strive and to do what I want to do. And you know thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak and to give, the world a piece of Jacinda, a piece of Virgo Beauty, because this has been something that I've been wanting to do forever, but I just haven't had the strength to do it. And, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, I feel so honored that you wanted to be part of this, and I'm just
Definitely. Yeah.
thankful that you wanted to share your voice. Very thankful. So, who or what lifts your spirits on your most difficult days?
I would say my fiance, and definitely my community, with my friends and people who come to the dance community that I provided. Definitely everyone who shows me love on, my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, and it's really amazing because a lot of these people are my friends and they truly showed out. And when I started this journey of, the Virgo Beauty, when I started taking it seriously and doing classes, they've been there, and it helps me a lot because of the fact that I want this so bad, and when you're so passionate about something, the universe serves you with what you deserve. And since the universe has been so, so good to me, and, everyone who is in that community, giving me all this love, like, I just want to thank them, but also like that really helps me. It really does help you with, a lot of support and that positive energy. You just feed off of it. And I feel like, without them, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be doing Virgo Beauty. I wouldn't be the person who I am every day to be doing this and just getting better and better. It's because of them.
I agree with you so much. We all go through a hard, hard day. And I love that on a hard, hard day, all we have to do is turn on one of our social media platforms.
Yes.
And there's a whole community there to make us laugh, to talk with us. I've had voice memos back and forth with people, video chats, text messages, and the encouragement that everyone is willing to share, it's amazing. And it is truly what helps so many of us keep going.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised too with what people have to say to you. Same thing with what you're saying, that you have these relationships with people. Like, it happens, like with me doing this as like a business, yeah, but I love that I get to actually have relationships and friendships with these people and actually communicate and relate. And, it's amazing what you can do for an individual, who's going through the same thing as you or who not, I feel like love and spreading that positive energy can help someone in a million of ways.
Definitely. And I think, yeah, even if someone has a business or a podcast or whatever it is, a foundation, those come second to the relationships, right? Relationships come first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because for one thing, you couldn't have a business without relationships, right? Because eventually people are like, well, you're not paying, you don't pay attention. You don't listen to what we're saying. Eventually people kind of walk away.
Right.
And I mean, unless you're like some I feel like I'm butchering how I'm describing this, but unless like you're a famous clothing brand or makeup or something, if I was just a podcast, if I was not communicating with people, eventually they'd be like, yeah, you don't care about us. You say you're serving us, but you're not.
Right.
So
this is why I definitely say, like, be true to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is how I am. I'm very empathetic. Like, I love to sit with people. I love to relate, and I love to understand them and help them out through that journey. People need that. Like, you can't just like do what you do and then be like, all right, goodbye. Like, and that's it. Like, sometimes we bring out the best in those when we relate with them, when we show that vulnerable side of us, you know what I mean? And this is why I love to share my story now. Maybe not before, but I'm learning, and before I was so scared, but now it's like, it's such a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise, for real. Sometimes we get too much in our head and we have to just be true to ourselves. And once I learned that, I was like, you know what? This is going to happen. And I need to do this in order to help other people. And it's going to help me in the long run as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. You never know how much is going to fill your own cup.
Mm-hmm.
Serving others will fill your cup more than doing anything else, really.
I totally agree. Yes.
Okay, so my next question for you is, can you recommend apps? And it could be 3, it could be however many you want, but I wrote 3. So can you recommend 3 accounts, articles, blogs, websites, anything, like just resources that you love that you want to share with people?
Sure. So On Facebook, there's a lot of like group pages, so I tend to those for my Still's disease condition and for RA. So if you guys are interested, you can go to that. All you have to do is go on Facebook and you go to the groups or like the search bar and you can type in any type of group that you would like to join. There's like a whole community of people in there that you can communicate. With Instagram, I talk to Danny, which is Make It Count for Danny. Oh my God, she's a wonderful person. God bless her beautiful soul. She has literally helped me so much. I cannot express. And she was actually the start of the beginning of me to have confidence in myself and to speak out. She's a huge inspiration for me. So shout out to Make It Count for Danny. She's on Instagram. So you can find her at Make It Count, the number 4, Danny. And then obviously you, Gracefully Jen.
Oh, thank you.
I've been watching you for a minute, and I love your soul. God bless you as well. Like what you're doing, for real, you are amazing, and keep doing it because you really don't know. Listen, everybody's watching, and you really don't know how many people are watching and how many people are not going to comment. But it's worth it doing what you're doing with your content because it's going to help them anyway, regardless. So really keep doing what you're doing. You really don't know who you're touching. I have another person. Her name is Allie, and her Instagram is Another Day with RA. She's amazing as well. Yes. I speak to her too, time to time. She's amazing. I love her content. She's so freaking funny. I'm like, yes, girl. Oh my God, it helps. Like if I need to laugh, I definitely go straight to her page. I'm like, listen, I gotta have a laugh.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want someone to inspire you, go to Danny. If you want someone to make you laugh, go to Allie. I mean, in a heartbeat.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. And then lastly, there's one more. Move to Live. I love her content as well. Yes.
She's amazing. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you named all my favorites, by the way. And I mean, if our listeners haven't checked them out, I will be shocked. But I'm pretty sure I follow every single one of them on TikTok as well. I'm on TikTok too, but I'm like TikTok stupid or something. I don't enjoy it. I'm not good at it. I'm better on Instagram.
Yeah, same. I'm just getting the gist of it now, like recently.
Yeah, I even started a My Spoonie Sisters TikTok, and like I said, I'm TikTok stupid. So I actually have, I don't know if you are familiar with Linnea, but she's been a guest on here before too, and she's one of our Spoonie Sisters. She is helping me with the Spoonie Sister TikTok because she's good.
She's good. Good that you have that support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so much fun, and I love pulling people in and sharing their talents because I mean, My Spoonie Sisters is not about me; it's about our entire community,
right?
And so, if anyone ever wants to have a written something on the blog, let me know. If you want to be a guest, reach out to me. If you would like to participate in one of our spoon tosses, do that too, because this is not about just me; it's about all of us.
Yes, girl. Get everybody get in on it. Listen, yes.
And I'm challenging you right now, Jacinda. I'm getting you in on a spoon toss, like ASAP.
Yeah, I saw it right before I got on this. I saw that you posted. Did
I lose you?
Hello?
You there?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't even know what happened with my headphone right now. I'm like, what's going on? I'm just gonna continue talking.
Okay, I can hear you.
So yeah, right before I joined this, like coming into the talk, I saw that you posted something about spoon. I was like, oh, let me save it because I'm gonna look at what this is later on. I'm interested. But definitely, yeah, listen, if you need me for anything, let me know.
Oh yeah.
And definitely I'm here to, support. I'll be more than happy, girl. I love what you do. I definitely support it. And everyone, guys who are listening, follow her. Get into her. She's amazing. Amazing. Comment, show love. We need to all show love. That is what we need to do. We need more of that.
Absolutely. 100%. I definitely agree. I mean, not about me, but I mean about the support.
About each other. Yes, each other.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, if people want to join into my goofy stuff, reach out to me. If you want some happy mail or some stickers, reach out to me. Um, I got some freebies. Plus, I also have an Etsy where I sell some of the stickers too, to
Yes,
help
I
pay for the podcast.
saw.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, enough about me. We keep going back to that. We're not talking about me. We are talking about you. Okay, so
Yes.
is there any last bit of advice that you would like to give to your fellow Spoonie sisters that are going through something similar?
I would say be patient. You are special, but not special in a bad way. Special in a good way. You have a story to tell, and as scary, as nervous as you may feel, and share it. And it could be the best thing you ever did in your life, meaning you're gonna help other people, you know. And just be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be patient. Always self-love. Like, that is very important. Like, what everything, basically what I was saying before, it really comes back to that. And I learned that you really have to value every downfall you're going through, but also every blessing that you're going through. Everything happens for a reason. And I feel the more time that you spend in the dumps, because we all been there, and I'm not saying like I'm perfect, and like when I go through the downfalls and I'm like, all right, I'm picking myself up easily. No, it's not easy. I went through it. We all go through it, but I feel like there's like what you were saying before, that there's a time to like snap out of it and be like, all right, let me keep moving forward. So just always remember that when you get in your dumps, like, do something that will make your soul fulfilled, whether it's healing and affirmations, or you have to do some self-love talk and read a book and watch something that makes you happy. And like, even if you have to cry and let it out, that is also a form of healing, girl. So my beauties, definitely do that. Like, do that, because it's gonna help. But definitely be you, be true to you, share your story, and you got this. We all got
Yes.
this.
Yes, 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 yes. I could not agree with you anymore. I just couldn't.
The
Okay.
emoji clapping hands.
I know. I'm like, woohoo! I love it. Okay. Is there anything that you can think of that we have not had you share about? Is there anything at all that you feel is important?
I think you actually covered everything. I have everything here, and I'm like, okay, we kind of went through all of it. The only thing was like where to find me on
Yeah.
social media, and that's really it. Everything I checked off. Like, yeah, we did everything.
Okay. It's so hard because, we try to keep the podcast episodes from being too long, but I just feel like so many people have so much to share. And
Right.
that's why, honestly, I end up bringing people back on multiple times because either people want updates or maybe we just want to talk more about other topics or I don't know. And
Oh, I
so,
mean, yeah. I mean, in the
yeah,
future, if you would like to have me again, just definitely let me know. To let you
yeah,
know, I have I'm
likewise.
supposed to have like a video interview going on with like some type of organization. We could talk, further about this another time, but that's supposed to happen. So, I mean, that's related to like the chronic condition too. So, if you would like to do like an update within months from now or something, definitely hit me up. Like, I'm
Yeah,
definitely here if you need, anything. I got
absolutely.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that people like to hear updates and, and they also just love to hear more. So,
Right. And I could talk.
yes, I think we both can. Okay, so where can people find and follow you?
Definitely. So on Instagram, my Instagram handle is Virgo Beauty XO, and all of that is together. You can also find me on TikTok at Virgo Beauty XO, and that's together as well. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube at Virgo Beauty. So Virgo space beauty. Okay. And then I have my website where you can go to www.dancewithvirgo.com. And I also have an Instagram that is my business for Dance with Virgo as well. So you can go to Instagram and you can go, type in Dance with Virgo, and that's my other page too as well.
Love it. Love it. And I'll definitely have you send me over the links so I can link them in for everyone in the show notes.
Yay.
But, oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining. This has been such a pleasure and an honor. I'm so glad you came.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you gave me this opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you some virtual hugs.
Thank you. And listeners, until next time, don't forget your spoon.
The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only. Consult your own physician for any medical issues that you may be having. The information should not be taken as a replacement for medical, clinical, professional advice, diagnoses, or medical intervention. My Spoonie sisters and guests will not be held liable for any of the consequences of such action or inaction. Trigger warning. Some episodes may cover sensitive topics including, but not limited to, suicide, abuse, mental illness, and chronic disease. You are advised to refrain from listening if you are likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. None of the guests or hosts will be responsible for your use of the information contained therein. Life is not merely to be alive, but to be well. Living a life with a chronic illness is best described with one word: unpredictable. Be Well's products are designed to make the unpredictable easier to deal with. Back when I was getting my infusions, I would have loved to have their adult zip hoodie. They even have one in pink. They also have everything from one-day pill holders to urgency buckets. So remember, they want to make your life a little easier. So be sure to check out Be Well.